Hi students, again I am Amit sir. I hope all you are fine. Still our West Bengal is going through a big problem, but we have to keep ourselves safe. This is the only medicine for this particular corona. Social distancing as well as keep ourselves clean all the time. So I hope all you are following the restrictions that has been issued by our government. So stay safe. So today we'll discuss civics chapter number 2 last part. So stay tuned with me, and I hope after, as I every day tell, after reading this or after seeing this video, you go through the chapter and the idea will be clear to you. And today also I have kept some questions for you at the last of the chapter. So see that and just be with me. Hi friends, see I have written today chapter number 2 federalism and the last part of the chapter decentralization in India. What is the meaning of decentralization? Decentralization means the power should not be rest in one hand, and that is the basic idea of federalism. So in federalism the power is shared among the state government, central government, like that. So for that purpose in our country we have adopted a three-tier government system. Three-tier government system means there is central government for the entire country, there is state government for the respective states, and one more tier that we have adopted after independence, that is the third tier of the government. So today overall we will discuss about this decentralization, and we will see that how much federal character has been depicted by this decentralization of the power. See, for your understanding, I have made this type of flow chart. Central government, under central government there is one state government. At present, in India there are total 28 state governments, and under state governments there are local government, or this local government is also called local self government. This local self government again divided into two parts that I have not written, but I am telling you that you just try to understand properly. That is the rural local government and the urban local government. Rural local government is having three tier also. Gram Panchayat, taking some Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti is formed, and taking some Panchayat Samiti, Jila Parishad is formed. So Jila Parishad is the topmost authority or governing body of the villages. And for the urban local government also there are two tiers basically: municipalities and municipal corporation. According to the population and some other facilities of the particular area, the area is divided into municipalities, and some of the areas are recognized as the corporation. So in that way, total power has been decentralized in India, right from central government to the local government. And nowadays one more organ, that means not one more tier, or you can say basic structure of the rural local government has been made, that is Gram Sabha. So Gram Sabha, about that we will discuss later on. So see this thing, and if required you can write it down in your copies also. See friends, now we'll discuss what are the various reasons for the three-tier governments in India. So you see, when India got independence and when the first government structures were made, initially there was no third tier of government, there was no local government. But with the passage of time, we found it necessary to make the third tier of government, because one by one point I have discussed, I have written over here. So first point is that India had two tiers of government initially, but with the passage of time we have increased one more tier. Why? Number two, a vast country like India cannot be run only by two tiers of government, because India is a welfare country all the time, you keep it in mind. And as India has adopted the federal character, so our first and foremost motto or aim is to give the facility as much possible to the people. So it has been decided that it is not possible for only one central government and one state government to rule or to give facility to the entire population of the country. Third point is that states in India are as large as independent countries of Europe. That is very much interesting fact in India, that many of the states of India are having population more than that of European countries. So that is also a big concern. So it is not possible for one state government to give the facility or to look after the problems or look after the needs of the entire population. For example, you see, I have written that Uttar Pradesh is bigger than Russia in terms of their population. So you can understand that third tier of government is very much necessary in our country. So that we have done, because our first and foremost aim is that to set up a system where all the people of the country can feel like that they have not been they have not been kept aside. So they should not think that they have not been deprived. Okay. Number 5, India is having huge diversity also. That is also a reason for which we need the third tier of government, because we have to address the diversity. In India there are different type of population, different type of culture, different type of needs. So this much diversified country is not possible to be ruled by one particular government or two particular government. So we have to make some small government, because suppose the local need of the people can be solved only by the local government. They know the proper need of the people, and that is why we have made the third tier of government, that is the local government. Number 6, you see, there are a large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level, just now that I told you. So lot of problems are there. 135 crore or 33 crore people are there in India at present. So is it possible, do you think, suppose West Bengal population is almost 10 crore. So it is possible to fulfill the interest of 10 crore people by one state government? It is not possible, because in state government there are 294 members altogether. So these 294 members can fulfill the need of 10 crore people? It is not possible. That is why we have tried. So the local need can be best settled by the local government. Now we see, as already I have discussed, India is a welfare country. So in the directive principles of state policy also, the provision of decentralization has been recognized in Constitution. So all the things that we are doing, that we have done in the country, it is best suited in our Constitution. It is written in our Constitution. So in our directive principles of state policy, article number 40, about this decentralization, about this local government, panchayat system, it has been written. So accordingly, we have implemented this system. So in that, these are the reasons for which you can understand a third tier of government is very much required, and that we have done also. So from this discussion, we have understood that in India, at any cost, we have tried to set up the federal character. Now we'll discuss, friends, one more thing that has been implemented in 1992. Actually, the decentralization we have taken, panchayat system we have made, but for a long time this panchayat system was not properly working. Why? Because many a time the state governments did not give that much importance to the local government. Many a times they ignored the local government. Many a times in the local government proper elections were not taking place regularly. So thinking all these things, because as I told you, our first motto is to give facility or to solve the problem of the large number of population. So if the local government are set up but local government is unable to function properly, then ultimately our main aim of setting the local government is in vain. That is why in 1992 two very important amendments, means changes of the constitution has taken place. 73rd amendment and 74th amendment. 73rd amendment for the rural local government, means panchayat system, and 74th amendment is for the urban local government, means municipalities and corporation. But amendments were two, but the provisions were almost same. So by this amendment, what type of changes have been done to make this local government system more effective, that we will see. You see, first thing we have done, that there should be mandatory regular elections in the local government. So earlier we have seen many a time these elections were not taking place properly. So now it has been decided that for every local government, for every panchayat, municipality, corporation, there should be mandatory election after every 5 years, as has been decided in our country. So that is the thing, number one. Number two, reservation of seats for the SCs, STs and OBCs in the elected bodies of the local government. That is also done, that at least 1/3 seats should be, at least 33% seats should be reserved for the SC, ST, OBC or like that. Next, 1/3 seats should be reserved for women also. So one thing you should know, that only in the local government bodies for the women the reservation of seats or the provision of the reservation of seats have been implemented. So from that point of view you can understand how much important system is the local government. Number 4, setting up of state election commission for the election of local governments. There are election commission in India. That central election commission, they look after the election of the central government and the state government. But for the local government election, for the panchayat election, municipality election, a different a different state election commission has been set up. Every state will form the state election commission for the regular election of the local governments. And number 5, there must be the sharing of power and revenue by the state governments, because many a time we have seen earlier, many of the state government, they never just wanted to give the power to the local government or proper revenue to the local government. They never allowed. That is why many of the activities, many of the local interests have been hampered. So for that purpose, a new system has been done, that there must be the sharing of power by the state to the local government. So after that we'll see from this discussion what we have come to know, that we'll see. You see, I have made 5 points, that by this discussion of federalism, what things have been, or by the discussion of the decentralization of power that I have discussed now, that what things have been very much visible. Number 1, it is the largest experiment in democracy, that the distribution of power, as we have done. And for this distribution of power, 36 lakh elected representatives have been added in the local government. You can understand how much effective system is that, because democracy says that as many people will take part in the decision making, that much democracy is successful. So by this local government system, 36 lakh elected representatives are there in the local government, or they are directly attached to the local government. And very interestingly, this number is bigger than the population of many countries of Europe. So you can understand that how much effective local government system is in India. Number 4, it has helped to deepen democracy. As I told you, democracy means not that only giving the vote. Democracy means how much we can expand democracy. Okay, how many people can be added to democracy, how many people can be joined to democracy. So by this local government, this idea of democracy has been more deepened, and by this system only the women representation has been very much ensured. Okay, and it has increased women representation also. Because of the local government, many of the women are coming forward, they are taking part in politics, and that is a big success of politics. Why? Because in the country where half the number of the population is women, so in that country, if women do not come forward in the decision making, that means it is the drawback of democracy. But by this local government, many women are coming forward, they are taking part in the politics, and that is the success of democracy also. So now friends, we will discuss some difficulties. As you know, every system there are some difficulties. Although we have solved many difficulties of the earlier time, but still some difficulties are still there. Suppose number 1, Gram Sabha are not held regularly. Gram Sabha, now I will discuss what is the meaning of Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha means it has been decided that all the eligible voters of that particular Gram Panchayat are the members of Gram Sabha, and that local panchayat will hold at least twice in the year meeting of the Gram Sabha, where all the villagers, those who are 18 years of age, those who are the eligible voters, they will sit together with the panchayat members, and they will have their discussion face to face about the development of the village. And it is mandatory, but it has been seen that Gram Sabha meetings are not properly held many places. Number 2, most state governments have not transferred power also. As much power should be transferred, that much power many of the state governments are not transferring to the local government. This is also a problem. Number three, local governments have not proper resources many a time. So the local governments, they are not having proper resources also to fulfill the local needs. That is also a big problem. So these are the difficulties of the local government. So now we'll go for the conclusion. What conclusion we can draw by this discussion? You can see the conclusion. Let me just move this slide a little bit up so it will be more visible. See, first of all, in India we have adopted federal features with a powerful central government. That we have understood by this discussion. Number two, in India we have adopted a welfare government also. In all the activities, whatever we have done or we are doing, it is for the welfare of the people. And number three, the main purpose of the governments is to set up a federal democratic system. So we are trying to set up a federal democratic system, although federalism word has not been written in our constitution, but we have tried all the time to make one federal democratic system. So these are the conclusion we can draw from this discussion. And as you know, we have some questions for you. So today I have set up 3 questions or 2 questions. Let me see. That will help you out if you can make answer of that. Yes, I have made two questions for you. Very important question also. Number 1, explain 5 changes towards decentralization brought in the constitution after the amendments made in 1992. Very important question. You can see the question. And number 2, which 5 provisions of Indian constitution make India a full-fledged federation? So this answers you will make in points, 5 points. You go through the chapter, whatever I have discussed. I think this answer will be very much easier for you. But whatever answers you are writing, try to write the answers in points. And if you give the heading for the small points, subheadings, so that will be more attractive. Automatically marks will increase. So now we'll go for the recapitulation for 1 minute that what we have discussed today. Today we have discussed the reasons for taking the third tier of government. We have discussed that what was the problem of the third tier of government in earlier time after setup. We have discussed to solve these problems in 1992 some provisions we have made so that the local government can become more stronger. Then we have discussed that what are the difficulties after making these type of provisions also. And last we have discussed the conclusion. So in this way you read the chapter, try to follow the video, entire video you will see. If you see, automatically you can understand the chapter, and in the next video I will come with the next chapter, next board chapter. So till that time, stay safe, stay at home, and save yourself and your family. Thank you very much. Good day.